What if all the trainers in the Paladin League had different ace Pokemon? Scarlet and Violet did something very different with its gym leaders by giving them ace Pokemon of a completely different type, since terrestrializing them would make them into a type that the gym leader specializes in anyways. But what if they had new ace Pokemon that weren't already on their team of their respective type, and we could pick one of them from any generation? What would their ace Pokemon be? This is a series we previously had on the channel, but now with Generation 9, we're coming back with a bang. We won't just be looking at gym leaders, we'll also be taking a look at the Elite Four and Champion. And when it comes to Team Stars, the teachers, and the rivals, we'll cover all of them in a different video later on. Gym leaders. Talking about Paladin as gym leaders is rather easy since I don't actually have to talk about their old ace Pokemon. I can go ahead and just talk about their new ones. And what makes it easier for us here is that all these gym leaders actually have a secondary occupation. So based off of that, we can pick a more fitting ace for each of them. Katie, the bug type leader here, also works at a bakery on the side, so we need a bug type Pokemon that can help out with that. And the first Pokemon that came to mind here was Ribombee. Since Ribombee's pollens are highly nutritious and used to make puffs, as stated by its dex entries, I think it'll definitely be able to help Katie out with her baking and help her make some sweet, sweet stuff. For Brassius, there wasn't really a grass type Pokemon that I could find that specializes in art, which is weird because I feel like we should have had one by now. However, Brassius loves elegance and is also very athletic, and to that, I thought Serena would work nice. Not only do both Serena and Brassius have a little bit of that dominance motif going on, you know, since Serena likes to step on people and since Brassius has the whip, but Serena also looks like a Pokemon that'll be interested in art. Okay, maybe that's just me, but at the very least, it's elegant and athletic. Iono is a no-brainer. Yes, she might be the electrifying streamer, and so a cute Pokemon like Pikachu, Pachirisu, or one of the Pika clones might do the job, but no. She's got Magnemites on her hair, god dang it. It's Magnezone and Magnezone only. She can have some fun levitating shenanigans on screen with that for content, and Magnezone has Magnet Pull as an ability, going along with her signature phrase of catching the viewer's eyeballs and keeping them glued to the screen. It fits perfectly. Why it wasn't on our team before, even in the rematches? I don't know. Kofu, on the other hand, kind of plays off the Seabold motif, being a water-type cook. Boy, there sure are a lot of food-themed characters this generation. Honestly, any water-type Pokemon that can be cooked and eaten here may work, but I think Crawdon is a Pokemon that will work really well. Lobster is something that people love to eat, so Kofu having it as ace would just be pretty funny and ironic. Just like Mr. Krabs and the Krabby Patties. Maybe they'll sell the Krabby Patty secret formula in the Paladin auctions one day. We're gonna jump a bit ahead with this one. Larry was the only gym leader in Paldea to actually use an ace of his type, the normal type, Staraptor, and Staraptor also worked for Larry as the flying type Elite Four member. It was perfect. They both have such dull expressions too, it works so well, but unfortunately, they wanted to have a new Gen 9 Pokemon as an ace for Larry as an Elite Four member, and so Staraptor wasn't his ace then. But man, I don't think anything is being Staraptor. But if I had to choose a regional bird for him after this, for both his gym leader and Elite Four team, I would probably go with Toucanon. It was between that or Pidgeot and Unfezant, but since Toucanon is more angry looking, I thought that was best, even if it is a little extravagant. But let it be known that Staraptor remains supreme. You won't be forgotten, best bird. There's not really any ghost type Pokemon for Rhyme that sings or raps or anything of the sort, but I decided to stick to the Paldea for this one and give her an Annihilate. Annihilate at the very least learns Screech as a move, so there's that. And besides legendaries, ghost type Pokemon don't really seem to learn sound based moves. But the idea here is that Annihilate will be jamming and raging and moving to Rhyme's bars, and that would in turn get it more pumped. It's not the music that binds them, it's the hype. They also both have crazy cool hair, so that works too. Tulip is a Psychic type gym leader, but also a Beautician. And now you may think a Pokemon like Jinx or Hatterene might fit her. And I would agree, but I feel like those are very basic Pokemon to give her. Instead, I want to give her Malamar. Not only would it be a fun twist on her Beautician role, because it's a Pokemon you wouldn't expect, but it also works for Malamar because it's contradicting. But I also think it's a Pokemon that works really well, fitting Malamar since it's all about contrary, and making things topsy-turvy. And more than anything, I think Tulip is sus. She's got a bit of a dark side to her and her face shows it, and Malamar is making a similar face too, so I think it checks out really well. Yeah, I really don't like Tulip. For Grisha, initially I was going to go with Weavile since he is an ice-type snowboarder, and he's actually really cold and also a bit dark. But he uses Weavile on his teams later on, so because of that, I went for another fast ice-type that's the complete opposite of Weavile, Alolan Ninetales. This is obviously to play on Grisha's very feminine and pretty look, despite being a guy, and since Grisha does have a soft side, the cold-heartedness of Ice and the sweet loving side of Fairy, might suit him more. Still can't believe that this is the biggest thirst trap since Haku, and they're both ice type users. Like, come on, man. The Elite 4 and Champion. Well, more like the Elite 3 since we've already taken care of Rileyy, who had Flamingo as his ace, but again 2 Cannon sticks here. Rika, Poppy, and Hassel, Ground Steel and Dragon type experts with their ace being Clodsire, Tinkaton, and Excalibur to show off the new Gen 9 Pokemon. And it's funny because I feel like between the 3, there's one ace that fits really well, one ace that doesn't work at all too much, and one that falls into the middle. Among all these, I think Rika's ace being Clodsire makes no sense. It was funny at first because I thought Rika was actually a flying type expert with the way she was dressed, and the opposite of Grisha, because I very much thought that Rika was a he, so she was a bit mysterious to me that way. I also thought that she was maybe related to Nimona because of the green hair, but hey, the green hair seemed to be nothing at the end of the day, so let's make it something and give her Flygon as her ace. This way, the green goes along well, and Flygon being the mystic Pokemon matches well with her more cool personality. And come on, at the end of the day, it's a ground type that really suits her. Poppy, on the other hand, probably has the best ace possible. Tinkaton is a perfect fit, but since we have to get rid of it, I'm thinking we go Klefki, since it is another Steel Fairy type Pokemon, and since Poppy has a giant key around her neck and Klefki is another small Pokemon, it's pretty fitting for the kid. Thanks for making life easy for me, Poppy. Hassel's actually our art teacher on top of being an Elite 4 member. Yeah, another artist. Now, initially I was thinking of going with a Pokemon like Altaria for him, since he does have a soft side, but he does look very menacing, so I don't think it works. But Dragonite is a Pokemon that I think works pretty well. It's another pseudo replacing Excalibur rather nicely, and Dragonite can be soft as well as menacing, and the old vintage Dragonair TCG cards had some of the best art ever, so that's a little bonus to him being an art teacher, I feel. Geetha. Oh, Geetha. I have so many different things to say about Geetha that I probably said in another video that's out already, but man, Glimmora as an ace Pokemon is just not it. I know they want to give her a rock type Pokemon as an ace since rock is the only typing missing among the trainers in the gym challenge, but Glimmora just works better as a lead Pokemon. If they really want to give her a strong ace Pokemon, believe it or not, but Shuckle might have went crazy. And honestly, for how calculative and menacing she is as a character, I think Shuckle would have actually worked out pretty well. But if that doesn't taste well with you, I don't think there's any harm in going Tyranitar here. Menacing, Terra Rock with the sand up would have been crazy for a final battle, and would have added the oomph to her team that she really needed. That's all for the Paldean League, but again, we have some more Paldean trainers coming up soon for our next video. But if you want to be entertained till then, we have a bunch more ace Pokemon from the videos before. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Take care of yourselves, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you over on the next video, alright? Later!